So glad you are here. I'm WBOI's Julia Meek, and this session of Meet the Music, it's Abby Harrison front and center in the Harriet Parish Performance Studio, sitting at our own Baldwin Baby Grand, ready to start us out in fine style with one of her originals, I've Never Been Much of a Runner.
The message in the mail said I wish that you were here, but the tone of your voice is still clouded with fear. Are you still searching for that something? Have you made any mistakes? Have you broken all the habits you promised you would break? I'm being strangled by the thought that I won't see you again, but I am learning to survive and I am learning to forgive. The singer said he knew mouth to mouth, but how will that help me when I'm alone and dying on the couch? I'm like a tree in the forest when no one's around, all fall silently without a sound. I've taken chances before, but they never work out. I've taken chances before and they just drag me down. And the habits we share, they don't mean much, you see, but the habits we share, well, they are still controlling me. I can't break out of this cycle, this never-ending phase, and when I open the door I will just see your face. So I'll turn back around and run to the basement, but you're already there yelling, you're so crazy. You say you cannot walk away, well, try some running now. Pick up the pace, run faster and faster until you can't hear my shouts. Run faster and faster until you can't see my house. See my house in the winter when there's ice on the sidewalk. See my house in the summer, sit outside when you're locked out. Wait for me the way I waited for you. Maybe then you'll know that you're in deep too. It's when you know you cannot walk away. I've never been much of a runner, or at least that's what you say. And maybe next year I'll figure it out. I'm sick of waking up to you on my couch. It's worse than when you're with me in my bed, because I know you spent last night with someone else instead. Write me letters, but don't sign them with your name. I don't wanna chase you anymore, I'm done playing this game. Send me a postcard when you get there, tell me, wish that you were here. Tell me sun is high, I'm alright, I'll see you soon, dear. But don't come looking when you come back into town. I'll be long gone off to somewhere else, I'll see you around.
That was a thoughtful welcome to this session of Meet the Music from Abby Harrison. Her own song, I've Never Been Much of a Runner. Great job, Abby. Thank you for joining us. Starting out with an intriguing question and thoughts that you share. You are a senior at Canterbury High School.
Yes.
And play one main keyboard. And you're writing your own music as well. So as we are hearing the music that you make and the music that you like to share, let's hear a little bit about you. When did your whole passion for music start? Was it always piano?
Well, when I was really young, my grandmother taught me Ode to Joy on the piano, just the melody. And then I kind of begged my parents to let me take lessons, and I started around 5th grade, and then I've just kind of continued since then. At school a few years I did band, and then I've mostly just continued piano lessons and songwriting and singing.
Good for you.
Thank you.
So now you're sitting here in your senior year. I have to ask, when did singing enter your whole musical picture, and when did composing music enter your picture?
In 8th grade, I did our school's musical, which was Happy Days. And then after that, I kind of wanted to explore singing more. And around freshman or sophomore year of high school, I started writing my own songs. And I actually wrote the last one sophomore year of high school, so about 2 years ago. So it's the first one that I actually completed and the first one I ever performed.
That is fantastic. Also, hats off to your parents for caving into your wishes to play piano. And I think that you're on the books. I think you might be one of the first ever to say that you begged for piano lessons. So often we have a continuing poll of who started with piano lessons and why, and how much they couldn't wait to get into something else or not. But yeah, that's a great testimony you give to cool parents, as well as letting kids play the piano if they wish. You've come a long way, baby, and we are going to meet as much of your music and spirit as we can in this session. So coming up next, I will ask, because you've got a couple covers here, otherwise it is your original stuff, but it's always fun to know why a particular piece of music tickles somebody's fancy and really makes their playlist. So I do have to ask, Vampire Weekend, just a favorite rock band of yours?
Yeah, they're one of my favorite bands, and in 7th grade I got a CD of theirs for Christmas, their first album that they came out with. Since then I've kind of explored their music and I really like it, and I think Ezra, who's kind of the front man, he's a really creative songwriter.
So it piqued your interest both always. That's great. Well, we look forward to hearing this very song you're about to sing. Everybody meet this music. It's Abby Harrison in Ottoman.
Ottoman couch, how handsome your furniture, lovelier now, but dressed for funerals, begging you to sit for a portrait on the wall, to hang in the dark of some parliamentary hall. Elegant clothes, you want to be seen with her under your tweeds. You sweat like a teenager, begging you to sit for a portrait on the wall, to hang in the dark of some parliamentary hall. Today's for you. They laid it out for you. There will be 6 bells a-ringing and white women singing for you. But this feels so unnatural, Peter Gabriel too. All of the cops and all of the time it took, soon it's all lines of red in the leather book, begging you to wait for a minute by the door. You're creeping feet where they've never been before. Today's for you. They laid it out for you. There will be 6 bells a-ringing and white women singing for you. But this feels so unnatural, Peter Gabriel too.
This is WBOI's Meet the Music. We're happy to have Abby Harrison with us this session, and she just did a great job on a Vampire Weekend cover. Ottoman might not always be what we expect, just for somebody to come sit down at our piano and start playing, but Abby, what a treat that was. And speaking of piano, and speaking of how much we love to name drop here in our Meet the Music studio, I know you have a very, very good teacher. So why don't you tell us who is helping you with your piano and voice and even songwriting and everything else, and how much you enjoy that kind of a connection?
Well, for about 3 or 4 years now, I've been working with Mrs. Aubrey Luthold. I first knew her as Aubrey Dowd, but she's recently married. And
that's another thing you and I have in common, because that's when I met Aubrey. She was. But yes, how is that?
Well, Aubrey was the first person that I ever played a song to that I had written and composed, and she was just an awesome person to bounce ideas off of. And maybe if I didn't really know where a chord progression was going, a great person to kind of help me through that, because I don't really have a music theory background. I've definitely learned a lot with Aubrey, where we first started just kind of looking up music, and then I would play it with chords that someone had done online, to now kind of making my own music and making my own chord progressions, which is awesome.
That is exciting, and especially at this stage of your life to have such a deep and really all three things. You're getting your piano, you're getting your voice, but then the writing. How does that make you feel, just to be able to have one goal teacher that can do all that for you?
It's definitely awesome to just do it all in one place.
Which is Sweetwater, we should mention that too.
Yeah, Sweetwater Music, and Aubrey is a singer-songwriter herself, so she can relate. And if I'm like, well, I'm worried this song's too sad, and she's like, no, it's not. I have sad songs too, it's fine, which is great to know, like, you're not alone and have someone else who's done the same things you've done.
Fantastic. Coming from your heart, that kind of great word to be able to share with our listeners is something too, especially for somebody your age. In the meantime, we're going to have proof of all of this wonderful wisdom and knowledge and practical application you have been receiving, and this is another one of Abby's original pieces we're going to hear now. It's called Open the Window. Take it away, Abby, and everybody meet this music.
Just open the window so I can breathe. I need the cold air to chill and to ground me. You make me nervous, you're like a ticking bomb. The slightest movement or twitch and you could go off. No more pretending to be anything that we aren't. I know that it will be hard. You've perfected the art. I'm gonna start doing things for my sake, 'cause I give and you take and you take. Don't put up a facade, it's getting old. These things will crumble in time, they begin to mold, and you'll forget the person who you used to be. I see you searching for him all around the city. I don't believe what you say, not even for a minute. I don't believe the weight on your shoulders is lifted. Just open the window so I can breathe. I need the cold air to chill and to ground me. You make me nervous, you're like a ticking bomb. The slightest movement or twitch and you could go off. I hear a countdown in my head, I hear a countdown going off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as you take off your socks, as you let down your hair and jump into the pond. You say it feels alright, but it feels so wrong. I said I needed the cold air to chill and ground me, not the water to freeze and drown me. It's a full moon tonight, the wolves are coming out. I feel them sneak up behind me as I try to shout. My voice is driving you insane, but I can't shut my mouth. I feel the words sliding up, I feel the words sliding down. Just open the window so I can breathe. I need the cold air to chill and to ground me. You make me nervous, you're like a ticking bomb. The slightest movement or twitch and you could go off. I hear a countdown in my head, I hear a countdown going off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as you take off your socks and let down your hair and jump into the pond. You say it feels alright, but it feels so wrong.
Open the Window, another Abby Harrison original, performed for us right here, right now on the WBOI Meet the Music soundstage. Abby, as long as we're talking about your musical accomplishments and where you're going to be taking them, and the fact that you're a senior at Canterbury, there's plenty of music and musical situations, opportunities, and everything over there, to be sure. A lot of the students and teachers have graced our soundstage, so you're in good company sitting there at our own house keys. But I know that you're getting ready to go off to school when you do this fall. You're studying sound tech.
Yeah, I plan to study sound engineering or music production wherever I end up, which I'm not sure yet. I need to decide because decision day is fast approaching.
Well, yeah, if you've got more than one possibility, that's really good too. But what inspires you? Very, very hot school and profession to get into, and certainly I'm so happy to hear wonderful and talented young women like yourself jumping into that. But what drives you? What motivates you to do that?
If I had to pick like a dream job, I really am interested in sound production for visual media, like doing sound for film or TV really interests me. So I think it's kind of a long-term goal, but in the short term, that's kind of like why it interests me.
Sounds really fantastic. And I also know there's very many wonderful teachers over there. David Toderon's a really good musician that inspires his students. Definitely. I also know you've been working with Jeff McCrae also, and he's been helping you. Well, what's some of the teching that you do there now?
Well, during our kind of tri-weekly, there are like assemblies where we most of the time have speakers, but sometimes there's videos to play, or a few times a year the band and orchestras play. Me and a few other students work with Mr. McCrae on kind of live sound miking the speakers or performers, or playing the videos and getting the sound and lights to work, which is really cool.
Really? Yeah, it is. And so that's an official part of your school week?
Yeah.
Great. You take every chance and situation as it comes to you. I like that. And I like the way you put the music forth, whether it's your own or covers. And we're getting to another cover now. This is Seawolf. I'm just going to say take it away. Everybody's going to enjoy this music, I know. It's called Middle Distance Drummer, performed right here on the Meet the Music soundstage by Abby Harrison.
Well, I'm so sad tonight, and the words won't come out right. It's been a long day on the track, and it's stamina that I lack. So won't you run to me tonight? Tonight, let's pretend that we're just lovers, but I'll only ever be a middle distance runner. Well, my heart is beating hard, and I'm off with a shot at the start, and my legs tremble from strain, but by the finish line I am drained. So won't you run to me tonight? Tonight, let's not talk about next summer, 'cause I'll only ever be a middle distance runner. Well, I'm so proud tonight of the woman you've become, and I'm just too tired to fight. So my darling, I'll succumb, but you'll have to run to me tonight. Tonight I will love you forever, but I'll only ever be a middle distance runner.
Well stated, well performed, middle distance runner. Abby Harrison's with us here in the Meet the Music Sound Studio this session. And Abby, we're going to hear all the music we can this session. We've got a couple more of your own originals we want to get in. I will ask very briefly, anybody out there listening, your age, younger than you, actually any age in the world, what advice would you give them if they want to make music, want to learn piano, want to do any of the things that you have accomplished in your years already?
All I'll say that I didn't know when I started piano and writing music is that most songs only use 4 chords, so if you can learn 4 chords, then you can play a song or you can write a song. And I didn't know that coming in, and the majority of like covers I've learned and songs I've written only have 4 chords, so it's not that hard to do. It's pretty easy, and just stick with it. Even if some days you're like, oh, this is boring or I don't want to do it, it's kind of just keep going, and in the long term it pays off.
That's great, and thank you for that. And take it from one who knows, and listen well and learn from that. In the meantime, listen to this. This is Meet the Music, and this is another Abby Harrison original called Favorite.
You put him into your favorite songs. Maybe the meaning was a little stretched. You put him into your favorite songs, and now you can't get it out of your head. You did this to him. You did this to him. You put him in a box that was as big as your favorite song. The lyrics didn't pin him that well. After all, you say it's my fault that once he's a different man. I see all of the things I never wanted, and you get angry, but it's not him. It's the box you put him in. It could be laughter and flowers and a guitar strum. It could be just a whisper and a low hum. But he's a fire, he's a windstorm, he's a hurricane. You can't pretend he's just a rhythm on a summer's day. He's a rage, he's a scream, he's emotion. He's not the typical shell washed up from the ocean. He's got ridges and cracks from the high tide. He's been worn down by the sand forever in his sides. He's blinded by the sun forever in his eyes. And he's walking but he's not sure what he's trying to find. But it's not a love, it's not a love. It's not that song you used to bottle him up. It's not love. It's not love. And he can feel his bones stretch as he stares up at the ceiling. He can feel his bones stretch. Oh, what an awful feeling. Tired and useless and strange. He sits and feels his muscles rearrange. Lonely girl, it's a great big world. There's plenty of people who will let you put them into that song you once thought he would fit with. And he's a loner, he's a recluse, he's a renegade. You can see he's not a rhythm on a summer's day. He sings a song that he thinks people will want to hear, but we're tired of his lies ringing through our ears. I'm feeling tired of winning when I haven't won. Finished with something that never begun. He plays a game called forgetting who he is. He plays a game called pretending to be different. You put him into your favorite songs. Maybe the meaning was a little stretched. You put him into your favorite songs, and you know that this one's a fit. You feel it, you feel it. You put him in a song that was as big as the galaxy, and he just danced in about a space of 10 square feet. He's a pattern, he's a routine, he's predictable, going through the same cycles as he did before. And she is ready for a different relation. She's not a girl who waits around to see something changing. It's not love, it's not love, it's not love.
Well, sorry to say we're just about out of time for this session with Abby Harrison. A world of good music and good luck to you, Abby, and thank you for sharing your music with us today. Abby's going to be taking us right on out of here now with one last original. It's called Puzzle. And for Meet the Music, I'm Julia Meek.
We're both so small, how do we get where we're going? So unsure, how do we figure it out? We're both smart young people, and this world is a puzzle. We'll put the pieces together and help one another. About a firework as opposed to its reflection on the water. What I guess I'm trying to say is that it really doesn't matter how so very small you are. It's your impact on the world, and as far as I'm concerned, you make the whole lake glow. You're brighter than the sun, brighter than anyone that I've ever met before in my years on this earth. Whisper secrets in my ear, I won't tell anybody here that we love each other more than everyone who came before. This place can be so troubling, I feel you getting out of my reach, but I tighten my grip. I'll never let you slip as I stare out the airplane in my window seat. All I think's about a billion people that I'll never meet, but I have you in my backyard. The sky's turning red, I'm getting dizzy from all the thoughts flying through my head, but there's a hand on my shoulder and a knee touching mine. You say everyone gets older, if you didn't you'd die, and I'm no longer dizzy. I see your sweet smile, 1,000 fireflies who flew millions of miles to light up your face, to light up the whole place, to see me off as I let myself fall.